Hi friends, welcome back to the Treehouse. I am so happy you're here because we have a lot of fun things to talk about for the month of November. From different holidays to some yummy food that we can have. We cover all of that in today's episode, and I could not imagine spending it with anyone but you. Are you ready to get started? Me too. Let's go see what our first adventure is for today. Hello everyone, it is time for our sign of the day. I hope you're ready because we have some amazing signs for us. Now, they're all themed for what's happening in November. There's a big holiday that we usually celebrate in November, and that is Thanksgiving. So our first sign is going to be the word Thanksgiving. All right, now all we need for this sign is one hand. So we're going to use the hand that we used to write and to color with. Now, we're going to have our three fingers at the end go for a little bit of a nap because we only need our thumb and our pointer finger. And what we're going to do is make sure it goes into a U shape. Do you see that? How my fingers make a U? Very good. If we hold it like this is our G in sign language, okay? So we have this U-shaped and these other fingers sleeping. All right, now we're going to bring our G and our pointer finger up to our chin and start there. And then we move it down to our chest. This is Thanksgiving. So we're gonna do it just like that. Now, do you wanna try it with me? Perfect. All you need is your G shape, go to your chin and to your chest. Thanksgiving. Hands at the side and let's try it together because I know you're going to be amazing at this. All right, make your G shape. Thanksgiving. Very good. Now we are going to go on to our second sign. And this goes along with the theme of Thanksgiving. Because in Thanksgiving, we celebrate all of the things that we're very grateful for. So grateful is going to be our next sign. Now with this sign, we need both of our hands. We're going to start off with one of our hands touching our chin and our other one coming up. So we're gonna hold them both like this. And then we do grateful. Now we move twice. Grateful, grateful. Do you want to try with me? Oh, here we go. Hands at the side and we lift them up. 1, 2, grateful. Very good. Now, if we just do one hand, this is the word thank you. So when we're grateful, we're giving thanks to that. We're very grateful for it. Grateful. Very good. Now it's time for our third sign. Okay, now, one thing that I am very grateful for, and I bet you're very grateful for, is your family. And for Thanksgiving and a lot of our other holidays we celebrate, we usually celebrate with our family. So our third sign is going to be, you guessed it, family. So with this sign, we need both of our hands again. And we get to learn another letter in sign language, and that is the letter F, because F is the first letter in family. So we need both of our hands to make an F. So these three fingers get to stay up, and we take our pointer finger and thumb again. This time they touch, so we can make a circle. This is the letter F. And we're gonna make the F with both of our hands. And family is going to start right here and move around in a circle. I know my family is pretty big, so I might have a big circle. Or maybe your family is smaller, so you have a littler circle. But this is the sign for family. So we all come together, right? And celebrate as a family. Do you want to try with me? All right, let's grab our F's. Make that circle, very good. And now we're going to move around in a circle. Family. You want to try one more time together? Perfect, let's get our F's up. Move them together. Family. That's a really great sign. I know, again, celebrating with your family is a great way to celebrate the holidays like Thanksgiving. And Thanksgiving is super popular because we get to eat lots and lots of yummy foods. So our next word is going to be the word eat. Now with this sign, all we need is one hand. So I'm going to use the hand I write in color with. And our fingers get to go like this, like it's a puppet or a mouth. And now we're going to move it so our fingertips go towards our mouth like we're eating something. And this is the sign for eat. Now, I know for Thanksgiving, I really like mashed potatoes and stuffing and even pie. So I'm going to eat it on Thanksgiving. Do you want to try it to sign eat with me? All right, here we go. Just one hand, and it comes up to our mouth. Eat. Very good. Again, I'm imagining a big bowl of mashed potatoes because that is my favorite food on Thanksgiving. Now I know another food that we really, really like, and maybe we have it more as a dessert, is pie. So our next word is going to be, you guessed it, pie. Now, we need two hands for this one. Our hand that we don't use to write with or to color with is going to be our pan or our pie. In this hand, this is going to be our slicer because we are going to slice some pie. So I like to do it in a triangle shape, just like this. Pie. Very good. Now, do you want to try it with me? All right, so imagine you're pulling out your favorite kind of pie, maybe pumpkin pie, or apple pie, or cherry pie. We have our pie right in our hand. Now I'm gonna cut you a really big piece because I know you like pie. Now we have our sign for pie. Let's try it one more time. Pie. Very good. Now that we've learned so many signs about Thanksgiving, it is time for you to teach maybe your family on Thanksgiving or even your friends. Now until next time, keep signing, and let's go explore what we are up to next. Hi everyone, I'm Kelsey, and today I am here with someone super, super special. Who am I here with today?
You are with Brian Werner. I'm an inspector here at the fire department.
Well, Brian, I'm super happy that I have you here today because you are going to teach us something that I think might be new, not only to me, but everyone watching at home. It's talking about fire prevention, right?
Correct.
Perfect. I think you have a lot of good tips that are going to help us stay safe in the kitchen because this is a big deal for us, right?
Absolutely. It's the number one cause of house fires.
So we really want to be cautious in the kitchen, and you're going to teach us those tips today.
Absolutely.
All right. So what are some of the things we need to know when we are in the kitchen? We're in a kitchen right now, so what are some of the things you're going to show us to help us?
So number one thing is when you're cooking, you should have a clear countertop. We have oil here, which shouldn't be this close to the stove, right? Because it's flammable.
Oh, so you moved it way back.
Yes, you should have 36 inches of clearance on each side of your stove. We have cooking mitts, which are flammable at a certain point. We have paper towels, which are extremely flammable.
Yes.
So those need to get moved.
Ooh, way back again.
Way back. So when we have our pot on the stove and we have cooking oil in it, we don't want to leave the kitchen area, right? Oil is very flammable. At a certain temperature, it's going to heat up and start on fire.
Yeah.
All right, create smoke. So if that does happen, number one, you should never leave the kitchen while you're cooking. Let's stress that multiple times. Never leave the kitchen while you're cooking. When we have our stove on, we don't want to leave a pot alone with it, all right? We have an open flame, we have oil in here. If this was to catch on fire, you simply shut the burner off, take your mitt and your pot and cover it and let it smother it out.
Oh.
Okay, because oxygen will continue to keep it burning.
Okay, so you just put a lid?
Put a lid on it.
Perfect. And then, of course, we want to make sure we have something covering our hands.
Protection, right?
Okay.
Because we will burn too. So then as it's cooling, you can slide it back off of that burner and everything will be okay. But never, never, never leave the kitchen while you're cooking. It's the number one cause of house fires. Basically, those are the major ones. You know, keeping a clean countertop is huge because if you panic and you don't quite get the lid on this right and grease splashes or the kids are running through and they knock it off, Well, this way it's only going on the countertop. If there's flammable stuff, combustibles here, wood spoons, all of that stuff that can burn, it's going to create that fire to spread quicker, and then you're going to panic more. You should also always know where your fire extinguisher is at, but you don't necessarily want to use a fire extinguisher on a boiling pot of grease.
Yes.
Because it's going to spray it out, right? So that's why covering your pot is the #1 way to put that out.
Is there anything that we can wear to help us prevent any fire, anything coming onto us, or anything happening when we're cooking?
Absolutely. So like what you're wearing, what I'm wearing would be good. It's not baggy, it's not hanging down, it's not the possibility of catching fire as you're reaching over the stove, right?
Yeah, moving your arm or anything like that across.
So, you don't want to cook in your bathrobe, you don't want to, your whatever dangly clothing you have, right?
Yeah.
For Saturday night going out, you want to just calm, cool, nice and easy clothing. The other things we should talk about while we're in the kitchen is making sure your pot handles are not out like this, so that if the kids come by, they don't knock it and burn, right? Because you have scalding.
I never even thought about that.
So always either push them to the side and to the back a little bit. You also don't want to put them over top of the other burner, so that if you grab it and it's hot, that you burn yourself and then create more problems. Here, as you see, we have a shelf here, but we have non-combustible materials above it. And up here, typically in your house, you might have a cabinet here.
Yeah, I have one right here.
So what you don't want to do is put sweets in there or stuff that kids are going to want to climb up and get burned, okay?
Okay.
So a little common sense goes a long way. And then also, while we're talking about stoves, if you have a fire in your oven, okay, you can just simply leave the door closed, turn off the burner, and it's contained. Call the fire department, call 911, we will come out and check it. But it's a simple way to, again, it's just like putting the lid on the pot.
Okay.
Okay.
So we don't want to open it up, see how it's doing,
because you're going to give it oxygen.
Okay. So just keep it shut just like the lid. Perfect.
Absolutely. It's contained. Again, any fire in your house, no matter how small or how large, dial 911. We will come check it. We have cameras that we can actually see through the walls and the cabinets to make sure that there is no fire in behind them.
That's really cool. So making sure not only just making sure everyone's safe in the house, right?
Absolutely, because you don't want a fire burning up in behind here and then rekindling later or continuing to burn. So we can come out and check it.
I didn't even know that was an option.
Yes.
I feel like we're all learning something today.
Absolutely. That's why we're here.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing all these tips with us.
You're welcome. Okay, so in closing, we've gone over kitchen fires and that they're the #1 cause of house fires. If you do have a fire and you can't contain it by simply putting the lid on the pot or keeping the oven door closed, don't be afraid to dial 911. We will come out and make sure it's out. If you do have a fire, dial 911 from a safe location, exit the house, practice your escape plans so that you know where you're going and have your meeting spot outside so that you can account for everybody if there is a fire in your house.
Hi everyone, you may be wondering where I'm at. I'm at a different location today. That's because we are going to be learning about the other holiday that takes place in November. Do you know what other holiday takes place in November? It's Veterans Day. And if you don't know what Veterans Day is or what a veteran is, that is okay. That's why I'm here to help. Now we're going to start off with what a veteran is. A veteran is somebody who serves in the U.S. military. They could be in the Army, the main ground force and the largest branch of the military, the Air Force, the branch that protects the skies by using fighter planes and are responsible for military satellites in space, the Navy, the branch that patrols the oceans and seas throughout the world, the Marines, the branch that delivers task force on land, at sea, and in the air. And the Coast Guard, the branch that watches the coastline, enforces border laws, and helps with ocean rescues. Do you know a veteran? They could be someone in your family, a neighbor, a teacher, or even someone at the grocery store. Veterans Day happens on November 11th and is a day where we honor all the courageous men and women who served in the U.S. military. The holiday was created all the way back in 1919 to celebrate the ending of World War I. Here in Shelby Township, we honor veterans at our Veterans Memorial. Sometimes they hold events, which help celebrate and remember those who served in our country. Now you may be wondering how you can celebrate Veterans Day, and I'm happy to tell you there are a lot of fun ways to get in the spirit. You can make a thank you card for the veterans in your life, do patriotic crafts, sing songs, and see if there are any fun events in your community, or read some books about Veterans Day. Now, if you want to learn more information about Veterans Day, all you have to do is visit your local VFW or come here to the Veterans Memorial here on the Shelby grounds.
I think pumpkin pie is a favorite because it's traditional. Everyone's used to having pumpkin pie at Thanksgiving, and it's just a good one. It says fall. So first, when we're making pies, we have to make the crust. And that's in a big ball of dough. We put that on the counter. We have to make sure we have lots of flour so it doesn't get all sticky. And then we roll it out with our giant rolling pin until we have a huge circle. And we take that circle of dough, we put it in our pie plate, and then we trim the edges. And then when we're ready, we put our pie filling in there. And then we have super fun leaf punch outs that we kind of put around the edge of our pie with some egg, and then it's ready to go in the oven. Different pies are done at different times, but our pumpkin pie that we made today, you can see that the outside of the pie is a little bit browned, but the inside of the pie is still kind of jiggly. If you're interested in getting a pie, we have regular sized pies, and then we're also doing minis this year because we know a lot of people are having smaller gatherings. So you can pre-order on our website or pop in the next couple weeks and get a pie.
Hi everyone, welcome to Craft Time. I'm so excited for today. We are going to do a very simple craft. All you need is some white paper and some crayons. Do you think you can get those materials together? Perfect. Now you need one other thing in order to make this craft, and that's your hand, because we are going to be making hand turkeys today, which is one of my favorite ways to celebrate Thanksgiving. It's a great decoration to maybe put on your refrigerator or on a wall, or even take a picture of it and send it to your relatives to say, Happy Thanksgiving. So, are you ready to make a turkey with me? Perfect. Now, like I said, we only need a sheet of white paper and then our crayons. So you can use a black crayon or a brown crayon or any color you really like to make the outline of your turkey. That means the shape of your turkey. And we're going to use our hands to create the shape. So what you're going to do is put one hand. I use the hand that I don't use to color with, because that hand's gonna be busy making the outline. We need one hand to lay down flat, And we don't want it to touch the very bottom. So we don't want it to put it right there at the bottom. We want to move it up because our turkey's going to have some legs later on. And we need some room for some legs, right? Okay. So we're going to put our hand towards the center of our piece of paper and then take our crayon and we're going to start, I like to start at the bottom and move my crayon around my fingers and hand. And what we're doing is we're outlining our hand. So we're creating that shape for our turkey. And I like to spread my fingers out because our fingers are going to be the feathers, which is super cool. Sometimes I wish I had feathers and I was a bird, kind of like a turkey. They're super, super cool. And pretty big too. All right, we're going to now draw underneath our hand. So to make that easier for me, I like to remove my hand and finish a circle. Oh, perfect. Do you see that? We have now made the outline for our turkey. All right, now it's time for our step number 2. We are going to be making the face of our turkey because we have faces and so do turkeys. So we need to now color that part in. So I'm going to choose maybe a orange crayon to be the beak. That's the mouth of the turkey. So it is in the shape of a triangle. And now I'm gonna color my orange triangle in. Oh, that is a lovely beak. I wonder what our turkey's going to say to us. Do you know what a turkey says? That's right, a turkey says, gobble, gobble. And now we need to draw the gizzard. So that is located right underneath the chin of a turkey. That's our red little thing that dangles down. So I'm gonna make almost like a red squiggle. And that's our gizzard. Good job. Now our turkey needs some eyes because we want our turkey to be able to see us, right? Oh, perfect. So I think my turkey is going to have blue eyes. We're gonna make it fancy. Oh, that's one beautiful turkey face. Thank you. All right, so now we're on to our step number 3, and we are going to start drawing parts of the inside of our turkey or on the side of our turkey. So we're going to start by making a little circle around where our fingers were, because this is going to create the back or the body of our turkey, and then our feathers get to stick up. Next, we're going to draw a wing because our turkeys have wings on their side instead of arms like us. So let's create a lovely turkey wing. Look at that wing. That's pretty cool. Now we need some feet. That's right. I'm going to grab my orange and I'm going to draw some feet. And now we have some turkey legs. Great job. Okay, now we're on to our step number 4, and this is one of my favorite parts. This is the part where we get to color in our turkey and even the background of the turkey. So that means we get to pick out what location our turkey is at. So right now, I am coloring in some of our feathers. So that is our fingers that we outlined. And I'm choosing some nice fall colors, so red and orange, even some green. I like to think of all the colors that I see on the trees when they're changing colors in the fall. And I like to put those on my turkey. Now I have one more feather. Do you have an idea of what color I should put? I was thinking the same thing, maybe a purple. I really like the color purple. I think that's one of my favorite ones. How about you? Ooh, that's a good color. Ooh, look at that. I think we chose the right color for this turkey. It's more of like a bluish purple. I like it. Okay, now it's time for us to choose our background for our turkey. I think our turkey would really like a beautiful blue sky with maybe some fluffy clouds. So I like to draw the outline of our clouds first, and I like to make them very wavy because that means it's a very fluffy cloud. No rain clouds for our turkey. He wants to have a very sunny, happy day. Speaking of the sun, we should also draw the sun in the corner. I bet Mr. Turkey would really like that. I'm gonna color in our sun with this nice bright yellow. Ooh, our turkey looks happy already with this choice. A nice sunny day. Now, I'm gonna draw some grass. I bet our turkey would love some grass, maybe to munch on as a snack or to run around with his turkey friends. Do you like to play in the grass? Me too. Playing outside is so much fun, and I think Mr. Turkey loves to play outside. Ooh, this is some nice green grass we've got going on. And now I'm gonna color in some of our blue, and I think we'll be set. Wow, look at this sky. Now you can choose any background you want. So maybe your turkey is at a farm. Maybe your turkey's in your backyard. That would be super fun to have a turkey in your backyard. But you can get really creative. Maybe your turkey's at turkey school, learning how to gobble. Or maybe your turkey's even celebrating Thanksgiving with his turkey friends. But whatever it is, you can make it your own. Or you can choose to make a sky just like me. Ooh, we're almost done with all of our blue. I don't think I could have done this part without you. Thank you for your coloring help. You must be a very, very good artist. I know I really like to color. Maybe I'll do some coloring pages or draw some of the things I see outside my window, like some other birds, not just turkeys. Ooh, and we just have this one last section. We've almost made it. All right, and now we're finishing up our blue sky. And I think we have finished. Are you ready to take a look? I know I am very excited for our turkey reveal. Look at this turkey. You did this with me. Great job. You should be so proud of yourself. I've had so much fun making this turkey friend for us. Now we have our turkey all finished, and now you get to create one of your very own at home. So don't forget to follow all the steps you just saw me do. You did a terrific job helping me today, so thank you. Now it's time for our next segment of the show. Let's go check it out. Now it's time for my favorite part of the episode, the Treehouse Gallery. That's where we take a look at all of the artwork you have sent in. All right, let's go take a look. beautiful. I'm so happy that we have you and your artwork for our show. You have turned into such an amazing artist. And if you want another opportunity to draw something for the Treehouse Gallery, then next month might be your month. Draw however you celebrate the holiday season. So what holiday you celebrate with your family and friends? Draw that and submit it to us, and we'll have it on next episode's Treehouse Gallery. All right, everyone, we have reached the end of this episode. Now, this has been a really fun episode, hasn't it? We've talked about Thanksgiving, learned some new signs, and even learned maybe a new holiday for us, Veterans Day. For our next episode, we are going to have even more fun because we have so much in store for you. So make sure that you send in your drawings and come back for our December Christmas episode. Until then, have a happy Thanksgiving, and I'll see you next time. Bye.